This day 1291 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi should be a schus for refuah for my mother-in-law, Rivka Rachel Bas Chasida. Today we are doing Yoredea, Siman Kuf Tzadi Dal, Sipnun Vav, to Kuf Tzadi Hey, Siman Zayin. Nun Vav. Binei Lashen is bar pekan. According to that we explain here, Mashatzich Lashem b'Zoch Nekeva. That which sometimes she has to sit from Zoch Nekeva. V'Yeshatzich Lashem b'Zoch Nekeva Nida. Sometimes it's for male, female, and Nida. Akein Yishvar Adinim B'Zel. Let's explain the halachas which have to do with this. So Shal Rama so Perkul Kamakom Shlei Amar Teshil b'Zoch Nekeva Nida. Zoch Nekeva Kate Adina. What is the law of the Zoch Nekeva? I'm not sure he has to tell us this because it's not Nogel Maisa B'Zman Hazeh, but okay, the Rosh Shita, that's what the Simon has been to tell us things which are not Lamaisa. Zer Shalom so very good. Kamakom Shnei Martesha B'Zoch Nekeva, Kate Adina. What's her locha? Tia Asur L'Baylo Yudal Yom. He'll let us Nekeva. She's also husband 14 days as a woman who gives birth to a Nekeva. Zayin Shneim Badai, the first 7 days for sure. V'Zayin Shneim Sofik, the second 7 days we Sofik. It's a matter of doubt. He only gets to the Meitor until 40 days as a woman who gives birth to a Zachar. She sees blood from 40 to 80. Ain't no Dam Torah. It's not Dam Torah or Sofik Dam Nida, but it's rather Sofik Dam Nida or Sofik Dam Zivos. Perhaps it's Dam Nida, perhaps it's Dam Ziva. In Babi May Ziva, terms and days of Ziva. V'chein Rasa Dam B'yom Shmanim B'echad Bilvat. Also, she saw his blood just on the 81st day. But it's a Sofik Nida. Tesha Shiva May Hanida. It's a Sofik Nida. Is it Yom Shmonim ve'echad bilvad? It's a Sofik Nida. The Tesha Shavas May Nida. Okay, that's true. But it's after they did the Melos. Shema Yoda in the cave and Shema in the cave Yoda. Shein leveses Nidos Ara Carmelos. She doesn't have a veses of Nidos until after the Melos of 80 days. I'm not sure what he's saying here. I mean, this is 81st days after the 80 days. I really know what someone's saying. Sorry. Kamakom Shlemar Tesha Zoch in the cave and Nida. Adam says Zoch in the cave and Nida. Ketzadina, what's our locha? Tiasur L'Baylo, she shows her husband Yudalia. 14 days, so it's Nekeba, as if she gave birth to a female. Rasadam Yom Mechad Shmanim, I raise a Sofik Nida. She's blood on the 81st day. It's a Sofik Nida. I don't know why it's a Sofik Nida if it's after the Melos of 80 days for a female. Kedim Rasa B'Yom Ayin Daled. She's on the 74th day of Yom Pei Aleph. She says, which is within the Melos, and it's 81st day. I raise a Sofik Nida. Well, that I understand. Kedim Rasa B'Yom Mem Aleph. If she sees on the 41st day, so it's not the Arukh HaShulchan speaking in this case. It's the Rambam. Maybe the Arukh HaShulchan is going to actually explain it. She has the 41st. Aval B'Shos B'Yom Yudal. Amdal in Shos Yudal and 34th. Is the Sofik Nida. She's the Sofik Nida. Basur L'Bayla. Adam Mamches till the 48th night. She'll let us the night of 48th. She'll let us Zachar like a woman who gave birth to a male. Vein no single Meitor Klaus. She doesn't get any Meitor. Kanida, just as Anita does not. Very commercial that visibly that is as if she never gave birth. She peel out our any blood she sees from the time she miscarried until 80 days. In Babi Mani Dasa, the raise of Sofik Nida comes during the days which she was of Nida, she was a Sofik Nida. Of course, this is according to the times when they were still counting. May Nida and Ziva. Rambam's expands on this according to his opinion, being made Nidos to Zivos, the days of Nida and Zivos should totally rock, but Yomim Labrios goes after days. It's always a universe, it's an ongoing cycle. Later till you may Nidos and may Zivos, she has different the time she gives birth days of Nida and days of Zivos. She does so posting ain't totally rock Rios Mamish, when most posting doesn't have to do with days, but rather with sightings. When she says Sima Kupe Gimel, like explaining Kupe Gimel. So those certain Bali has fakos, so that's the Olam L'Klav Vadai. Those Bali fakos never became Vadai. And Shema Peles, if she's after 80 days of the miscarriage. Teishev Yuches Yomim Nikim. She sits 18 days of the Inoki, 7 days of Nida, and 11 days of Ziva. And then she goes back to days of Nida. Below Zeb, without that, the Olami B'Klau, Suffolk Nida, Suffolk Zava, she's always in question of doubt. So I guess I'm according to Rambam is saying in PayPal, he's saying, don't think it's Semei Ziva, Semei Nida. I guess that's what he was saying before. But as he says, again, that was no nafkamina. He'll say, we don't distinguish between Nida and Zava. She should say Mekim. V'gam de medam Torah, and we also don't have dam Torah. V'rak b'harnu b'fi ikar din ha-Gemara. We only explain things according to the primary halacha of the Gemara. V'yagdil Torah v'yadir, and we have expanded the limits of Torah. Okay, Kuf Tzadikei, Din Vorim Asurim B'Meni Dosa. Here we have one of the more Lamaisa Simonim in Yardea, the Harchakos of Nida. Yodua, Aleph. Yodua Shanida Yikachal Rayas. It's known that Nida is like any Arava, Shkal Rayas, same Bekaris, any Nida, any Arava, the prohibition is Karis, the Nida Bekaris, and by Nida prohibition is also Karis. But in terms of distancing from it, it's not the same like all Arayas. There's certain things where they're more machmir by a woman who's in need, a wife who's in nida, more than any other rise. Malitim biyada, such as put something directly in your hand. Malitim biyada, who takes something directly from her hand, etc. Moshe's by as we shall see. Yeshakil by Yosef. Other thing which are more lenient. Allowed to derive benefit of pleasure from looking at your wife. By other women, it's by other rights, it's obviously you're not even allowed to gaze. Yichud is similarly lenient by his wife as Nida, but as opposed to other rights. With all rights, you're not allowed to have Yichud. With your wife as Nida, it is permissible. So to say, Chazal say, she is fenced in by roses. Even in a fence made of roses, the Klal Yisrael will not deviate. Klomar basar kala, with a light warning of Avdalah Muetas and a minimum separation. We distance ourselves from Avera. You see, when she says, I saw something which looks like a red rose, i.e. red blood, the operation and immediately her husband separates himself from her. Base. It's like the Rosh wrote, sometimes she sees she should distance herself somewhat from her husband, matters which she can't. The Torah asks Yichud with all arayas. But Nida b'karetz k'shak arayas. And Nida is also, it is a karetz like other arayas. It's difficult to refrain from being secluded with one's wife as a Nida. They found a hint from the Tanakh to be matir this, to allow this, but since they live in constant seclusion, together, they made a fence and a barrier. She is causing those to remember that she's a nida at Kalashonu. And the truth is that all the harchakos have a logical reason. The Torah so the Torah fully grasps the nature of the Yitzhara. Something which a person never tasted. The Yitzhar Baruch Eshes Yitzhara burns like fire. So therefore, when his wife is in need of where they haven't had relations yet, such became Nida immediately after the chuppah. Also, not allowed to be secluded. Challenges him mightily. When you already have relations, any Yitzhar Tokvo, Yitzhar does not attack him so strongly, challenge him so vigorously. Their Yichud is also, and Istaklus is awesome. As opposed to one's wife is Nida. They say they won't come by this to fail Chas v'Shalom and violate Allah. In terms of this, it's called he has bread in his basket. So therefore, he's not that challenged. However, therefore, opposition, in contradistinction to this, since he's with her all the time, Chazal made distance with Varim Meshafshar in matters which was possible. If not, as the closest, when they're constantly with each other, the cause them to stumble, commotion, because of a rush, as the Rosh wrote. It's a person has to distance himself from his wife during when she's in nida until she goes to mikvah. There's no difference between the time when she is actually seeing blood and the time when she's keeping shim nakim. Even if she hasn't gone to mikvah for a long time, I'm not sure what he means by that. Presumably it means that even if it's been a long time since she's seen blood, as long as she hasn't gone to the mikveh, she's absolute need of, and he does see mikveh. She remains needed until she goes to the mikveh. With Zmanakam in ancient times, some people had made to toivel twice. Achas Achim doesn't want to stop seeing blood. Sheins Achim Elamud, a second time after the Shiva Nakim. But that's why they're lenient in touching each other during the days of Libun. The day of Shiva Nakim. She also means to Torah because she's no longer Asim D'Oraisa. After she until I made her Rasa Lagamre, but now she doesn't go to Mikvah until she completed Torah. Omedes Misorko them, she contains the same category of prohibition, even Benegia. Dal, the law Yish Chokim Arbe, you should not laugh with her, laugh with her. Roshima, should not be frivolous with her. Bidvarim, even verbally, in Magil and Lerva, it's something which can bring them to licentious behavior. Koshen Kasosh Masim is certainly not be frivolous in actions. Shemi Agil Aver, maybe will custom them, habituate them, bring them to Averos. Kafto Shua Bravas Rabbi Nosson, this is what they expounded in Bravas Rabbi Nosson. Velishoming Asot the Benas to Masol Losi Krav, a woman in her, when she's in need, don't come close. Yochel Chapchen Ashkena, can you embrace her and kiss her? Yidamim Advarim B'Teilim and talk with her idle chatter. Klomar Divrei Hagel Davar, many things which can lead to intimacy. But it says don't come close. They kill even things which can cause closeness. Since it doesn't say don't have relations with her, it says then you have to distance yourself even from things which are a step removed. But yichud is mutter as we explained. Hey, I feel best shouldn't touch even a small finger. Therefore you can't put something from his hand directly into her hand. I feel Arukh a long thing. Because of the potential, the concern about touching. The local rabban of them drawing distinctions between the length of the object or the shortness thereof. So you shouldn't take it, receive anything from her directly on this account. I feel it's the other, even to toss something from his hand to her hand, or from her hand to his hand, also it's also no matter what. Whether they toss laterally, where he turns up, or lamata, or down, also it's forbidden. It's nothing to do with the koyach gavra or something like that, but it has to do with the fact that they're always together. Therefore you need constant vigilance, special care, so they shouldn't stumble. She shouldn't hold coals in her hands in a vessel, and that he then warms his hands over them. She should put the vessel on the ground. So she holds fire in her hand. You shouldn't use it to light anything, such as a tobacco pipe. It probably means actually a cigarette. The heat is a connection. That brings people close. I think in the old movies, lighting somebody's cigarette was considered to be like a form of intimacy. She shouldn't take a baby from her hand or vice versa. So to touch her clothing, when she's wearing them, also it's forbidden. Brackets says, I'm Pischi Chuvas, you've called Gimel Shein Touch Bates. The Pischi Chuvas, if I recall correctly, was matir if the child can walk on his own. Could walk his own, even if he's not. And the Arukh HaShulchan is different because he's like Chai Nosi Satzmo, he's like carrying himself. So Arukh HaShulchan is astonished with this logic. And that in a town where there's no other woman, a man is allowed to stand with her at the time she goes to the mikvah, and hold on to her. So she's afraid of drowning or such like. Because in the short amount of time which elapsed between the time he holds her hand and she's tahora, we're not concerned that he's going to stumble. And certainly true. And even a concern with a short amount of time, you have who had some sarfo. Cute. Just like by chametz, he's there to burn it. He's going to eat from it. We're not concerned. It's going to Peter from doing that. V'duk. Okay. Interesting. But in any event, there's a certain principle here which one can should not ignore, which is that if it's a zman mu'at, lo chashin takora. But shonach chachamim a mishnah. Chachamim doing mishnah leichal zava. A man who's zav should not eat with a woman who's a zava minei her gaveh because they might come to commit a sin. Kamar torim azava also mitam acher. Zman a mishnah, meaning that at the time in the mishnah a tor should not eat with a zava for a different reason. So yishomim lechol b'tar because they were concerned to keep the food they ate tor. Ela afilim who got time, but even if they're both tummy, also it's also in the her gaveh because they might come to commit a sin. Therefore, a man cannot eat with his wife as neither together. But Rambam because of the Isur, they're specifically eat from the same plate. The Rambam says even on one table it's also. That's a Torah Shulchan. That was in those days. That small tables. Each person had a table in front of he himself. By us, where all the members of the household eat on one large table, Lo Shach said it's not relevant. Near Shesel Das Ram, it seems to his opinion of the Rambam. Saying Elas Filu, but even though they can eat at the same table, the Heker Beino, they still need some sort of symbol to remind them between him and her. That's why each one eats on a cloth which is separate from the other. Some sort of other deviation. Is a davar mafsik such to be something interrupting between the two of them, such as a loaf of bread or a jug, etc. The Gemara that seems to be clear from the Gemara itself. Zayin. There they said in the Gemara. Shamar Bagmara, the Inyan in terms of two people, Zelcho Basar, Begrino, one eating meat, one eating cheese. Al one table. Needs a reminder between the two of them. Shemakim says if they know each other. Shemi tells them, Michel said, maybe one will take from the other. Manil is like the answer Dimion. Shimon says it's not comparable. The lesson there, Ma'achal, it's more also Sheni. The food itself is also the second one. But here, here the prohibition is not because of kind of the food. They cure by that, but because they are. It's going to bring them close to each other. And if he takes from her food, it's not considered to bring them close together, unless they're eating together. Also there, the food is different. Each person is eating different food. I feel like there's a concern. I want to sample yours, you want to sample mine. But they're eating the same dish. Like men and women, husbands and wives normally do. Let me tell you, man, why would you ever take from her? Nearly Baruch says how much the Rambam is out. Seems clear to me. Says showing that that's the logic of the Rambam. But Ragam Riva Rivens also the words Riven nearly Labidino. That I don't think it's saying that it is the strict letter of the law that it can't eat on the same table. Because of other noggin for Shulchan, it says we're accustomed to eating one table. Tell them a minute. He links it to a minute because they're not the Blam Melacha. The Torah Shulchan Mash and the Ikra Din Kain Hu. But the Torah Shulchan sounds like the Ikra Din is like that. Because our Beta B'Sias Sifra Godov Shem runs out. The more Mukham to us that for Gemara it indicates that it's also Ein Shom. The other side of the Gemara Shulchan knew that it is a Chumrah even called the Rabbit. And in brackets it says Chum do Mani. I think Shatah 80% people are not machmir, not eating at the same table. Mashkos out the Asi Shapir, and based on what it was said, even according to Rabbit, it's possible that that is the case. And that ends us for today.